Are we canceled?
No, you're good.
We're live, John. Focus up. Focus up.
Focus.
All right, we are here with Evil Geniuses, who are coming off of their victory in the grand finals against PRX. We'll begin with questions from the room, and then we'll move to remote media. Brandon, if you'd like to start.
Thank you. Congrats on the big win.
Thank you.
This is Brandon with esports.gg. I'm asked this to Potter. One of the biggest, pops in the room of the night was when you came out during the walkout. Everybody in the place just started screaming for you. So I obviously with that amount of support, I just would like to ask you just to kind of speak to your legacy, in esports up to this point. You're able to raise the trophy with your, team there, whether it's for aspiring coaches, aspiring players, women in the scene, just kind of talk about what you feel the victory means for them from your perspective.
Oh, man. Yesterday I was asked about what I want to be remembered for, or what this team should be remembered for. And we've had a lot of fun this year, poking the fire and being villains and creating all sorts of narratives that we wanted for fun. But, one thing that I want to be remembered for is the hard work that we put in. Like I said, these guys, we had to do a lot to get to this point. We had to sacrifice a lot. We had to go through a lot together. So I'm so proud. I did not expect this at all this year. I was asked earlier this year as well if I saw us winning. It's just such a dream. It just seems so far away. So this is pretty incredible.
Thank you.
Hello, guys. Well, first of all, congratulations for the win. My name's Kevin. I'm from Todo Noticias from Argentina. This question is for Potter. Vanya, host of the Latin broadcast, broke in tears when she saw you lifting the trophy, saying that was an historic moment in sports. What did you feel when you ran through the hallway to meet your players and to lift the trophy of the champions?
I struggled putting my shoes back on. These are like slip-on shoes too, but I was fidgeting around putting my shoes on. So I was still thinking about that, but it was insane. Just watching I don't even have the right adjectives. It was incredible. It was incredible.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Razor.
All right. This is a question from the Valorant competitive community. And to Potter, the narratives surrounding EG have been mostly about the team and barely about you winning this trophy, meaning that you are one of, if not the most accomplished woman in esports. Do you see this as a sign of progress, or would you have liked this to be more appreciated?
I mean, I feel very appreciated right now already, as it is for sure. So it's definitely, I mean, the energy in that stadium was insane. So I'm definitely feeling extremely appreciated right now, for sure.
Thank you, Potter. You're putting the W in women.
Hey, thank you.
We'll go to Elevated next.
Hi, Donnie, also known as Elevated from Ascend Esports. And this one's to Ethan. Being that you're kind of the most experienced esports player on the team, I was just wondering if you could kind of describe what it took to go from like being on a heater in the middle of the year to kind of like creating a culture of excellence and winning in the team.
Yeah, it was a rough start. I think everyone knows that. We got a little lucky in the middle, but it's a lot on Christine. I think she kind of created that system, and all she asked for was trust, and that's what we gave her. And that's it. So you can see what happened.
Awesome. Thanks. Congrats.
Thank you.
Hi. This question's actually for Demon One and kind of for all of y'all. So on Split B-side, you hit a crazy jump peak that makes honestly no sense. And then you ADS and flick and kill 3 people in heaven. Like, I think either that round or the next round. So kind of for all y'all, and then Jogma, you're also like not even a human. I don't know what y'all are doing. Y'all are actually ridiculous. But how, like, for you, specifically you, what goes on in your head during those moments when you're hitting those sorts of shots? And then how does that affect the momentum as a team when you just take out their smokes, jump peeking one time on on B?
I don't know, just one tap them.
He doesn't think. He doesn't think. I promise you. He has the best aim in the world, but he thinks. But like in those moments, no, he's just gonna shit on everyone.
There you go. And actually, one more for Potter. How do you feel about the new premier system, being able to promote into tier 2. Do you feel like that's a good, like a good enough way, I guess, for Riot to help the tier 2 players get into the pro scene?
I think it's an incredible step forward. I don't know if it's enough, but it's a carrot on a stick, right? We always talk about it as our squad as well, carrot on a stick, and that just the ladder system and having something to shoot for, and something to fail at and something to win at is amazing for up and coming teams, or rather players. So I'm excited to see it. You know, it's something that we were definitely missing in other games that I was a part of. So I'd love to see how it happens. You know, the momentum in Valorant ever since it came out 3 years ago has been amazing. Seeing so many new faces. Every time I hop into a lobby to play, there's somebody I've never even heard of that might be better than Jogimo, right? So I mean, that sort of stuff is really promising. I'm just kidding.
What the hell?
No one's better than Jogimo. I'm just kidding. But yeah, it's amazing. It's amazing to see so many new fresh faces that I've never even heard of. So I think right now is the right time while the momentum is there.
Thank you.
Hey, congratulations. I'm Raquel from Easy Sports. My question goes to Porter. Today is an important day for all of us who are women and work in this area. I would like you to leave a message for all the women who work with Valorant.
Ooh, my message is, I get asked quite often what advice I would give, and that would be to risk it, take risks, go out there and fail. You know, for me in my career, there was a lot of moments where I was afraid of failure, things like that. So I think, you know, you have to just take risks, especially when you're young. Especially when you're young, you have to take risks and you have to go out there and fail. So just do it.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. We're going to take some questions from remote media now. We'll start with Ganesh from Strafe.
Hi, this is Reporter. Obviously, for me and I think for a lot of people, you are the MVP for the team, for the turnaround you had from going from zero to the hero, then becoming the villains of NA, and then now the champions. Who do you think was the MVP for the team? Who was the linchpin for this turnaround in the team and the series too, on today's series too?
Oh, I can't pick just one. I think the MVP has to be Corbin. It has to be Calm. You know, I'm gonna specifically point him out because, you know, being a role player and being a player that sacrifices day in and day out in order to make your teammates succeed, and teeing up in order to make sure the round closes out and it's a W round, it takes a lot more than just mechanical skill. And Corbin has, no matter whether we're winning or losing, has stuck to his role. So I think it was only a matter of time, especially in this tournament, to be able to showcase, you know, all of that skill. So it's got to be Corbin. It's got to be Calm.
Yeah. Can I ask another one?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah. Talking about map vetoes, this is where the game starts. Map vetoes and obviously Fracture. I asked this before, that how much do you think Fracture would impact, and I think it impacted a lot. Even today, Fracture was bad, and they could have taken something else. What are your thoughts on this dominance or Fracture that helped you maybe?
You know, it's amazing. I think the fact that we won Tokyo because Fracture was our #1 map, and now that we've won Champions with the only playing Fracture once throughout the whole tournament, that's a statement. That's a statement right there. My goal coming into this tournament was to be able to walk away saying that we had the strongest map pool, and it was to be able to say we played our game. And that's what we did.
Yep. Thank you. Congratulations to everyone, by the way.
Thank you.
Thank you. We'll go next to Diogo from VLR.
Thank you. This is for Jogcom and Boostio. It's been a long ride for you guys building up this roster over the past kind of 2 years with Potter. So I'm just curious to know what emotions are running through you guys right now, and what does that trophy right there mean for you?
For me, when I saw Potter come out, and then I saw Calm come out, and they were both, Calm was crying a lot, and Potter was tearing up. it really just gave me lots of like just happiness. I was very happy to see, like, it sucks that they were crying, but it was very cool to see the emotion that came out of them. It made me extremely happy. And thank God I could do it with them because I've been with them the longest as teammates out of anyone. And just thank God we won it together.
Yeah, I would say that too. I mean, we've gone through so much as people, as players, and everything. It's just like you can't really put into words how like thankful I am to have them and for them to be by my side for what, like a year and a half now. Yeah, I mean, to just see how much work they put in and just everything that's happened, I can't be more thankful.
Yes, from coming from like me and Boosie have been on the team the longest together. Coming from 04 back then too in the old VCT,
Yeah,
coming to this America's League 04 VCT, like
I do want to say a story
yeah,
after.
it's just crazy that me, Boosie, Calm can just come out and pull it off. Like we knew that if we stuck together, we can get that trophy, and it's right here now. So yeah, it means a lot to me.
In the last press conference, we talked about Seattle, and it just reminded me, just talking about this, is that I remember Corbin's not that much of a drinker, but me and Jaw like to dabble in drinking. And I remember back then in Seattle when we were like 03, 02, 04, 05, we'd always go out and get a drink. And after our matches when we lost, and to drink the sorrows away. And I remember me and him just daydreaming with each other while drunk, just talking about champs, talking about if we'd make it into franchising next year because it wasn't franchised yet. I remember us just daydreaming on what like could be. And now that we're here, it's really sick to look back on those days and like see that we accomplished our goals. And it's truly special.
Thank you. We'll go next to Nadine from Dot Esports.
Hi, my question is for Bustio. So, I usually work in the Pacific League, and in Pacific we've been hearing a lot about burnout and kind of the toll that this season schedule has taken on teams. And EG came into this match today with an even bigger disadvantage in terms of burnout because you guys just played a best of 5 yesterday that went to 5 maps. Yet, even though this was the case, I felt like you guys, even up until the last map, were counter-stratting really well and you were reading Paper X really well. So I'm just curious what your take is on how you guys were able to kind of fight this maybe mental fatigue, burnout, to still come back with such a strong performance today.
Yeah, I definitely have burnout. Absolutely. Pretty thankful the season's over. Thank God we won. But when you're mid-tournament like this, burnout doesn't feel that bad because you're just like competing. But like definitely like after Tokyo and we're like 2 weeks into scrims and we're 2 weeks away from champs, it's like holy fuck, I don't want to be here. But during the tournament, it's like fuck, dude, I would much rather play that best of 5 yesterday because more impressions, more followers on Twitter, playing the game in front of fans. So it was really sick playing yesterday and today, and it's just been really fun.
Thank you. We'll go next to Nerditude. Yeshua.
Hi, my question is for Demon One. You're currently considered by many the best player in the world. What message would you give to those who aspire to follow in your footsteps in the competitive world of Valorant and achieve what you have achieved?
You can't.
Boom.
Oh, wow.
All right, we'll go next to Nerditude Antonio.
Thank you so much. My question is for Potter. What do you think has been EG's success in becoming the best team in the world?
Ooh, I have so many to choose from. All year long, we've been talking about Demon One and it's pure just raw mechanical skill. And that's the reason why we were successful. So I'm gonna change it up and I'm gonna say it's because of our initiators. We've got 2 of the best ones in the world. And the communications that are coming through and the info that we get because these 2 players are so capable is incredible. And they definitely tee us up to be able to play the kinds of rounds that we do. Having a player who is as selfless as Jogimo, who will always ride or die for you and always take all the aggro, that in itself is extremely hard. That's Jaw right here. And for Bustio, he just, I don't even know if he ever had a wrong read this whole tournament. So already after a year and a half of being in IGL, he's now the top IGL and NA. I think we can say with confidence. So, I mean, we've got, there's a lot of key things that have made us successful, but I would say the two initiators on this team with the best raise in NA is what made us really, really good this year.
Best Rays world.
True.
That's you.
True.
That's you.
You can say that now, John.
Best race world now.
You're a world champion, buddy.
We'll go next to Renato.
Hi, can you hear me well?
Yes.
Well, first of all, congrats for the win, to all of you. And this question is for Bustio. Bustio, I want to talk about your confidence. You became the villain of this tournament. Yeah, you even touched the trophy before these last few days, but it really did not matter at all. So I want you to explain how did you get that kind of confidence for these last few games?
I mean, I think the confidence probably just comes from just always believing in my teammates and like the funny part is no matter what I do, like if I run it down 5 rounds in a row and die first, my 4 teammates, coach, assistant coach, they'll all put their trust in me, even if I mess up 5 times in a row. If I make a bad call 5 times in a row, it doesn't matter. They'll always have my back. So just always just having the people around me having confidence in me makes me so confident in the calling that I have been doing. So I think that's what's helped me the most.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We'll go next to Sneh from Sportskeeda.
Hi. So first of all, congratulations to your team. You guys played amazing throughout the series. It was a great time for all of us. My question is for Boostio. So in one of the previous conferences, you mentioned that PaperX was just impossible to play against or IPL against, right?
Yeah.
So what was the difference in your shot calling today that allowed your team to take home the trophy?
I think honestly, it was just kind of like just reps. Like we played that first series and we knew exactly, they're pretty readable to be honest as a team. They're very good. One of the best teams in the world, of course, but they are pretty readable. So just kind of getting 3 maps on them and just, OT and long games, it kind of just felt a lot easier this time around. Like all the players kind of didn't feel the pressure that they were doing the first series. So I think that's why, to be honest.
Thank you.
Thank you. We'll next go to Nicholas from Directo Bogota.
Thank you. Hi, world champions. Congrats.
Hello.
I like that. I like that.
That sounds great now.
Sounds good.
I bring a more personal question for everyone, if this is possible. What would you say to yourself 5 years ago, now that you are the world champions?
Always believe in yourself, no matter what.
Trust the process that you have.
How many years ago?
5.
Ethan's like, I was owning.
Ethan's like, I was world champion.
Like,
Like,
yes, yes. Keep it up, man. Keep it up. You'll do great.
All of the above, what they said. I agree. Sure.
I would just say never stop working hard.
All right. We'll go back to Diego from VLR.
Thank you. This is for the whole team as well. Back when Fnatic won Tokyo, they were asked to nominate their own tournament MVP. So I'm going to go ahead and ask you guys the same. Who would you consider the MVP of champions?
Wait, what was?
Who would you say the MVP of our team is?
Our team?
It's not the other team.
I'd probably have to say Demon One.
Yeah. I would say Max right now. He's like the
dude,
best player in the world.
Like, it's so hard to get kills on an international stage against the best players in the world, and he just pumps out like 90 a series. So it's just like, it's kind of hard to give anyone else MVP. Like Ethan's the best support player in the world, but like, even if he gets 1,000 assists, is it better than like Demon One killing 3 people around? It's kind of hard it's like a mid laner in League of Legends that just hard carries. It's very hard to like dispute if Demon One's the MVP or not. I would probably give it to Demon One.
I'd have to give it to, I think both. I think Corbin and Demon One. It's just so hard to pick one. I think Corbin's definitely like most improved, I'd say.
Yeah.
I think Max kind of came in already insane, so I don't want to give that to him.
True.
But
That's good. That's a good answer.
Corbin most improved for sure.
Thank you, man.
Got you, bro.
Great. We'll go back to Razor in the room.
Hi, this is another question coming from the Valorant competitive community. To Boostio, congratulations on your outstanding victory in season. I remember back in Overwatch when you were grinding tier 2 contenders. Can you reflect on your esports journey / transition from your beginnings to now as a freaking world champion and best IGL in the world?
Yeah. So I went through Open Division, which is like tier 3 in Overwatch. I did that like 3 or 4 times. I qualified to contenders every season. And then I joined my first pro team back in 2019, and I made a solid $900 a month, which is piss. It is literally nothing. And to come today to win $1 million prize pool, to be with some of the greats like Ethan, and to just win with this squad is definitely something I would never have thought of back when I was a 18-year-old kid, 17-year-old kid playing in Open Division. So I'm on top of the world right now.
Thank you. We'll go to Brandon next.
Hi again, guys. First off, I just want to direct this to Com and just kind of echo Potter's sentiments from earlier. You know, you and I have spoken a few times in the past, you know, back in your accrue days. And, you know, even then, this was your dream. So I just want to say a big congratulations to you, brother.
Thank you so much.
But for Com and Boostio, you know, you guys have kind of the more emphatic parents of the bunch who are kind of out there in the open. So I just want to ask you guys if you had spoken with them yet since, you know, it ended. And if you did, you know, what did they say to you at all?
I have not.
I've talked to my mom, and because she's back home taking care of my grandma right now, basically I just texted her saying, "I did it, Mom." And then after that, she said, "Yeah, I've been ugly crying since the opening ceremony."
I'm almost positive my mom has been crying for the past hour since we won, like 1,000,000%. And then for my dad is here. My mom isn't. She has to stay in Florida. But I don't know. My dad's pretty old school, so he'll just come up, say, "Good job, good shit," and then we'll go drink, get messed up.
Hi, Jack from GG Recon. Congratulations on your win today, boys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Got a question for Ethan. Based on Demon One, you've been on quite a few stellar rosters over the years, playing with a lot of different players. What is it about Demon One that sets himself apart from any other duelist that you've ever played with?
Just loads of confidence, and he always kind of knows what he wants. There's no second guessing. So like as a support player for that kind of player, it's very easy because you know, if he has that confidence in himself, then I do too. So he makes it easy for me.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Ryan from Nerd Street. This question is for Com. You mentioned on stage that you dedicated this win to your grandfather. So I just wanted to know if you can put into words what he meant to you and what he would say to you right now.
Yeah, before my grandfather passed away, I told him I'd win a world championship for him. And obviously making right on that promise, winning a world championship now. What he would say is probably, you did it, Kung Fu. And Kung Fu is kind of a nickname for me because I kept saying "fuck you" on my stream all the time, and he'd get mad at me for saying that. So he just called me Kung Fu at the end of the day. So that's probably what he would say.
Razor.
Here's another question from the Valorant competitive community. To all of EG, congrats on the win. It's been great watching the journey. I've been following Com since his Easy 5/accrue days, so I'm so glad to see your sick win. My question for the team is, what are your favorite animes? And have you realized that you all sure are like Blue Lock, even with the blue jerseys and the reserve roster and everything? Also, is this win an epic turnaround in the year due to Ethan switching off an unupgraded Reaver Vandal?
All right. So for anime, I'm by far the biggest weeb out of the bunch. I saw Aspass's press conference and it was just sad. He picked terrible anime. So I wanted to, I'll make sure that's not bad. For anime, Hunter x Hunter, one of the best. And then for manga, One Piece is the best and Kingdom. And that's all you need to know. Wow. All right, Tom.
I would say Blue Lock is definitely one of my favorites. Hunter x Hunter is a great one. And then after that, I've been watching a lot of Jujutsu Kaisen. If you look at my Twitter too, I've been posting GIFs of Jujutsu Kaisen. So I'd say those 3 for me.
Ethan, do you want to touch on that Reaver question?
You were using the purple unupgraded Reaver.
I was
pretty sure. I think I remember that.
And I just switched to the white one. It's still unupgraded. No, I guess it has to be fully.
I know it is upgraded, yeah.
I don't even know. I don't really pay attention to skins, but that one's fire. So I guess I'll keep that one for a while with the Masters 2023 or Champions 2023 Gun Buddy.
Oh yeah,
Oh.
and title. Oh yeah.
And title. Gotta rep it all. Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I think we have another question in the room.
Hi, I'm Meredith Wilcox with Esports Illustrated. Potter, I have a question I'd like to ask you. If you could write a letter to your younger self entering esports for the first time, what would you tell her?
Oh, now that I'm older, with a lot of perspective, I would probably tell her to prioritize a little bit better. Prioritize just a little bit better. Don't procrastinate and don't spend as much time on the PC as you have been. I'm sounding just like my parents, but you know, balance is so hard to do when you're at that age and you're chasing your dreams. But definitely, I think balance is something that I wish I learned a little bit more earlier on. So I think prioritizing your daily schedule is something the youngsters should look into a little bit more.
Thank you.
Thank you. Nicholas, did you have one more question? If you did.
Yes,
Go ahead.
yes, thank you. This is for Potter. I want to ask you, how do you see the possibility of Valorant's competitive becoming mixed?
When do I see it? Or how do I see it? Sorry, can you repeat the question?
In an hypothetical case, you know, how do you see the possibility of Valorant's competitive becoming mixed?
I think it's extremely high. It's more than possible in this game, and that's not something that I could have said in any other game. I think Valorant, just the shooting itself, the mechanical skills that it takes, very easy for a lot of the beginners. It's pretty straightforward, and especially with the utility that you have to use, just the game itself allows you to take it as far as you want, I think. And I think that's what's so exciting about this game. So I think it's in a year. There's already so many promising up and coming players, especially in the game changer scene. Shout out to Fluorescent. She is insane. So I think yeah, it's more than possible. And I can definitely see it happening very soon.
Thank you.
Thank you. And I think this will be the last question. Razor, if you want to take us out.
Sure. Last question from the Valorant competitive community for Potter. Now that you're not worried about leaking anything, could you give us any details about what specifically the reserve roster helped with before and during this tournament?
Oh, there was a lot of different things that the reserve roster helped us on, but mainly it was just the reps. You know, there were a lot of meetings that Tony, me, and Zach took in order to try to set up what our practice would look like that week. So there's no really big secrets. We would copy the composition that we expected to play that week. Maybe take one or two interesting set pieces that they may or may not have, and then just run through it consistently. And the biggest thing about it was just to get these guys to call out the proper util that's coming their way so that we get the proper info. Like Boosty said earlier, when we were facing PRX the first time around, all these new compositions, all these new agents that we're just not used to scrimming versus or playing matches versus those are the reps that was the most important, so that the communication coming through was the right kind. Yeah. But other than that, there's not really big secrets. It was just a lot of work coming through for all of these guys. Thank you.
Evil Geniuses, congratulations on your victory.
Thank you.